go. Hello and welcome to Easy Boards again, and guess where you are? Well, we're in silver still, but we're even on the light silver because we're getting closer to the higher level, right? So not just that, we're going to be fairly quick here because we're in jigsaw number 6, okay? And jigsaw number 6, did you know what that was about? This one is about taxation, or tax, if you like it that way. Taxation, right? Now the important bit there is just to understand what we mean by that, and we're going to do it in the space of 7 minutes, okay? So in this 7-minute window, what we're going to do is explain quite a lot about it, and as much as we can, right? But also, even before we go into the explanation, we've still got the example, which is all about the car. So in very quick ideas, the example areas are all about for taxation. In most countries, you have to have some road tax when you drive the car, all right? Now, it even continues, not just the fact that what country you're in, your entire age, that's the position. And that's when you're driving a car, in an example, if you can't really not drive a car without having the tax, right? So, what we're going to do, we're going to take this time, get through it fairly quickly and focus on this. But is it right for you? Oh my goodness, yes. Taxation is something that is a manageable position if you do things correctly. At the same time, you're going to build a strong way to think about it going forward. But also, more important than that, is taxation changes a lot. It doesn't matter what country you're in, your age, or whatever, over the years it will change. So you need to stay on board with it, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to take you through this, and the hardest thing in the world to understand is income taxation. And that's a quote. And who said that? Albert Einstein, right? So we're going to concentrate on it, just not for that reason, but it's just an important element, right? So what we're going to do, I'll explain it to you very quickly, and we're going to explain how the whole thing works on the big board, but at the same time, we're going to use a very interesting way, and what you can do is you can also copy it down and follow it on your sheet, but at the same time, we're going to do it, just me and you together, just a bit of privacy, and we're going to talk your way through it. So you can decide if you want to continue with Easy Boards once we've done this in this area or not, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to use the black pen because it's all about facts. Even though we're doing the forward thought, I'm going to talk about that, but I just want to know the black facts at this stage, right? So what we're going to do, the answers here might be a little bit harder as well because we don't necessarily know it, and we are going to be very, very quick. So, are you ready? Right, great. Off we go. Here, so they started off with the timeline, and we said, okay, that timeline is just to get your age, and we started putting the ages of a certain position and the age you are now. Also, step number 2, we're going to go about your income, and then wonder what that was and a bit of the fact position. But when we got to the thought forward process, we said we were going to look a bit further forward, and we want to know what income you'll be continuing with, when will it stop, and how much might it be, right? Okay. Then after that, we said, okay, well, what happens after that? Where do you go after that? How much income do you want then, and how long does that go for? Now, there doesn't have to be any answers yet. It's just you're setting something up. And then we took it further, and we said, with the asset base that you've built up over these years, where is all that going, as well as where you are now? And if you don't know some of these numbers, it doesn't matter. Just put a number down or take it further forward. But what we're just going to do is then just say, okay, we're using the black pen, but I want to know 2 things. Go all the way back again till you get to 25, and I want to know, in that window there, how much tax did you pay on the money you had per year? What's a rough amount of tax each year you were paying in that age? The next one is also now. So what is the percentage of tax that you have to pay now? So the money you come in, what is that number? So if I earned X amount of money and I pay 50% tax, I get half of it, but double that came in. If I pay 20% tax, Now the only reason I'm not using this blue pen yet is because these 2 taxations on the measurement of the checklist, Mr. Checklist wants to know this too. He wants to record it. So he says, okay, 9 is all about taxation. And we want to know A, that is going to be 9A. And B is going to be 9B. Right? So in 9A, we'll know what tax percentage was that one and what tax percentage was the other one. Now, obviously, just very quickly, there's also going to be, when you start going a bit further forward in a lot of detail, we're going to want to know what's that future tax going to be, right? Now it can be very different for everybody, we want to get it right. So that's all we're going to do, and we give this back to Mr. Checklist. He's very happy with it. We've got that record on, but you've also put something else on the system that's going to start working, right? So what we need to do is just say, look, what you've done is you started building these foundations and these walls up in this structure a lot more. What a great progression we're making, because when we first started, the board was blank, right? So what we're going to do, even if you've had more money than a friend, the taxation element might mean that you get the same net result as he does, because he pays less tax than you and you had more money, but both of you get the same net result. Now that's not a situation, it's just an explanation. So what we want to do is take this further, and we'll talk about that much later, but you've marked it down as something very important to focus on, right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to take it a little bit further. We're going to take it all the way to a big tick, and well done, happy to do that, but we also know we're going to do something else, which is this, which we are going to score it, and we're going to score it red. I'm not sure about the taxation at all. Amber, I think I know roughly, or green. I know it, come on, carry on, get on. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this one to the other side, and what we're going to do, even with the things we've gone through so far, we're going to measure it and put it in the big plan, right? So next, what we're going to do is we're going to go higher and further into number 7. But first of all, things like this, however, gives you principal people get better results, right? So what we're going to do is take that further. But also, in something like this, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. All the countries have different taxes. All the countries operate slightly differently. And they're not just going to stay there, they're going to change, right? So we need to make sure it works. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at that in a lot of detail. It's going to matter what country you're in at a certain point in the future, but it doesn't yet. It's just a principle, right? So get over there, and I'll see you on the big board.